Look, the best preparation you could ever have is going on a mission.
Really?
Being rejected. You get so used to rejection that you don't care about the rejection. You start enjoying the rejection. You start looking for bigger rejection.
Jeez,
man. You start embracing the rejection.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up.
All of the scriptural references used in this episode will be brought to you by scripturenotes.com. For a free trial to Scripture Notes, please visit the link in the description. How would you recommend a young man that wants to get into comedy right now and wants to do that actually start?
The best place is you got to start writing your own material. Get used to, don't look to try to just rework other people's material, because that's a temptation you'll fall into. But write your own material, write from your own voice, because you don't need to just find out how to be funny. You need to find out how you are funny. So it's a very, very interpersonal journey, as it were.
Okay.
But a good place to start is make a list of, like, I tell people 10 things that you hate, 10 things that bother you about anything. It can be something, a characteristic of another person. It could be something that you do. It could be the way people put the toilet paper back on the roll or not at all, or how people fold towels. Whatever insane, ridiculous thing it is that bothers you, write about it. And then write about it in a way that, like, you're presenting a case in court. Like, here's why this is bad. Or you could make a list of 10 things that you love, that you like, and why you love them so much, to the point of insanity. But anyway, you write about those things and look for the things, that all the nuances about why you hate this or you love it. And again, bring in your passion, bring in your emotions. It's not just the words that you're looking for. It's the emotion you're conveying. Because one thing you'll always hear people say in public speaking and everything else, you need to learn to relate to your audience.
Okay.
That is bunk. You're never going to relate to an audience. If you go up in front of an audience of 500 people, you're never going to relate to all 500 people.
Really? Okay.
But what you can do, and you need to learn how to do, is get all 500 of them to relate to you. You're bringing them into your world and you're showing them around. They may not have, is it that show in Farmington I was talking about?
Yeah.
There was a gal who opened for me. She was a native Navajo, and this was her first real stand-up comedy show ever.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was really nervous about it. And, I was talking to her before, and she goes, I just don't know, because, it's a lot of white people here. I don't know if they're going to relate to this. And I told her that. I said, look, you're not here to relate to this audience.
Yeah.
You're here to get that audience to relate to you. You're going to bring them into your world, and you're going to walk them around and show them how you see the world. I said, we all have the same experiences. We all are fish out of water. We're all in situations where we're not comfortable. We all have these different experiences. It may not be the same type of experience, but we all have the same emotions attached to these different experiences. And that's what you're looking for, is you're finding the emotion of that experience, and you're sharing that, and you're letting them kind of see your world. And they love to do that. People love to put themselves in other people's situation.
Yeah.
We love to read stories about adventure because we like to put ourselves into that place. Give them that opportunity. And she got up there and she talked about having to work with her auntie and, her grandmother, and trying to help her out as she's kind of getting older and dealing with life. And it was very funny, the entire thing. I mean, it was very, very Navajo on the reservation stuff, but it was brilliant. It was so funny, very relatable, even though...
Where's she now?
She needs to be famous, because I hope she pursues it. She's a very talented girl, young woman. But that's when you start doing comedy, that's what you need to think about is what's the world that you live in, and how are you going to share it with everybody else? How are you going to bring them into what you're doing? And as you write those things, Also know that the only way you're ever going to get good at doing comedy is just to do it. Just find an open mic, find those opportunities, get in front of people and tell jokes. You're going to be horrible at it for a while.
Oof.
People are not going to laugh.
It's a rough transition period.
People are going to stare at you like you're the biggest idiot they've ever seen in your life, and you got to learn to love that, because that's part of the process. Is you go through the intimidation and you go. Look, the best preparation you could ever have is going on a mission.
Really?
Being rejected. You get so used to rejection that you don't care about the rejection. You start enjoying the rejection. You start looking for bigger rejection.
Jeez,
you know,
man.
you start embracing the rejection. And then when you get to that point where it just doesn't bother you, that's when you really start to find your groove. When you're really just, you're letting go. You're not trying to be impressive. You're not trying to win them over. You're just being you, and that's what brings them into your world. You know, it's like a moth to a flame. The flame just does it, and the moths come. If you're out trying to chase after them, it's never going to happen. You know,
yeah.
Like I've worked so many horrible bar gigs where we go in there, and nobody in the place even knew there was going to be a show. Half of them are regulars, and they don't care about you. They leave the TVs on. There are people playing pool, and you got to get up there and try to be funny.
Oh, that's such
a
rough crowd. They're like, I'm playing billiards.
Yes.
F you, kid. Shut up. I'm concentrating on my shot.
Yeah. And here you're trying to be funny. And what I find is if you go up there and you try to chase them and you try to talk to them directly and you're trying to be loud and over the top, trying to get their attention, you'll never get it because they don't care. But if you just get up there and you're just doing your thing and you're being passionate and you're just enjoying it, they're going to sense that something's going on. They're going to stop and go, what's happening here?
All right.
You know, when you're
the shaman.
It's like it's like girls. If you're chasing them, they don't like you. They like the guy that's that's a challenge. The guy that says, "Hey, you got something on your face. You got." What's wrong?
Did that work for you? Did that work for you?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You got something on your face.
They're after the guys that they feel like they got to prove themselves to. That kind of thing.
Wow.
And so when you act like that, like you don't care if you have their attention, well, all of a sudden they want your attention.
Yeah.
And but I said it's a process. You just have to keep getting on stage, trying it out, working it out, and eventually someday it might work.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up, top of the morning. The bacon is crispy, the coffee is pouring.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. We assume if you made it this far that you liked our content, so please make sure you like this video and you share it with your friends. Now, in order to keep this content flowing freely, we need your help. If you're a person of means, please check us out on Venmo, the CashApp, or Zelle and consider a direct contribution to the channel. Or you could always go to WardRadio.com and sign up for our newsletter there. And while you're there, maybe consider purchasing some merch. We have some really cool hats, some really cool shirts, so you can strut your stuff and support the channel that way. Or if you're a kind of person that wants to just help out with some of the equipment in the studio, we have an Amazon wish list linked in the description as well. And don't forget scripturenotes.com. You have to read your scriptures daily, and scripturenotes.com is frankly the coolest way to study your scriptures, and they're a very generous sponsor of this channel. So please consider a free trial with scripturenotes.com. The link to Scripture Notes will also be in the description of this video. Either way, whether you're pressing this little button right here to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends, or whether you are actually hitting this button right here just to watch another video, we look forward to seeing you in the next program.